Defines a luxury hotel and what goes in building a brand which can be termed as a luxury hotel?
For me, I'll give you my definition of luxury. For me, luxury is as simple as it can be, right? People do fancy about the beautiful and costly carpets, chandeliers.
Your career journey, how you have simplified everything and how everything started for you in this particular industry.
So for me, it's a very short journey. As of now, for 27 years, I'm in the industry. I still see a lot of things to do. I need to learn a lot, do a lot of more mistakes probably because that's the fastest way to learn also on that part.
How you're managing time, because in today's era time management is of utmost importance. People keep on talking about 70-hour 90-hour week, people then keep on talking about side hustle, but आप कैसे manage करते हो and how you prioritize?
So it's in meditation, which is about 15, 16 years on that part. It has helped me tremendous. My wake up time is 3:30 in the morning. And they always talk about this word as Brahmur, right? Which is about 46 minutes before the sunrise happens. That's actually the best time to start planning your day.
What defines star rating in a hotel?
Every country, the government obviously defines the star ratings. It differs from country to country. If I talk about in India, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star, it's the facilities what you.
Hi everyone, welcome to a new episode of Growthcast podcast. And today's episode, we are going to sit with Kush Kapoor, who is CEO of Roseate Hotels, and understand what does it take to build a luxury hotel brand, his own career journey, and also some nuggets of wisdom that will be helpful for you. Thank you so much, Kush, for taking out time, and it's great to have you here.
Thank you. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Sure. So first of all, I'd like to understand. People keep on talking about luxury hotel, luxury hotel. What basically defines a luxury hotel, and what goes in building a brand which can be termed as a luxury hotel?
Thank you. I can only say because everybody has a different definition of luxury. For me, I'll give you my definition of luxury. For me, luxury is as simple as it can be, right? People do fancy about the beautiful and costly carpets, chandeliers. If I look into the brand which we opened about 9 years back, the Roseate brand, we kept it as simple as possible. However, for us, luxury, as I mentioned earlier, also keep it as simple. You're actually dealing with the human beings, right? People tend, or hoteliers, I would say, over a period of time, tend to forget that they're actually dealing with human beings, not robots. Because there's so many people coming in and going out of the hotel for check-in, check-outs, restaurants, and everything. So over a period of time, even the team tends to forget that every individual needs to be treated in a different manner. Uh, if we just take our example, when we go to the five-star hotels, luxury hotels, what do we expect? So for me, there's just two, three simple things. One, I need the person to kind of wish me with a genuine warmth smile, have a smile on the face, greet me. I guess that's just first 10 seconds is the deal what you make or the deal what you can break.
Right.
And after that, if you can just take care of my basic needs and do a bit extra is what we talk in our brand also, is what you separate from, I mean, you've heard of ordinary and extraordinary, right? So the only difference between an ordinary and extraordinary is that word extra.
Right.
So you just do that a bit of extra and you've taken care of. So just keep it as simple as possible because I guess we all human beings want life to be very simple.
Right.
So that's for me defines luxury.
I think that somewhere brings me to my next question as well. You told that we want simple things as human beings.
Right.
So from that motto, I'd like to understand more about your career journey, how you have simplified everything and how everything started for you in this particular industry.
So for me, it's a very short journey. As of now, for 27 years, I'm in an industry.
27 is not short, actually, but yeah,
But I still see a lot of things to do. I need to learn a lot, do a lot of more mistakes probably because that's the fastest way to learn also on that part. I'm a village boy. It's a very small village between Karnal and Kurukshetra in Haryana. It's called as Nilokeri. Born and brought up out there. Hindi speaking, obviously. Did tons of mistakes. Had a lot of backfiring left and right. But I always had the thing in my mind that I'm not never going to let it go. I'm going to make sure I will always move to the next step. Hotel industry was obviously an accident. I was in because somebody just told me to fill the form, came into the industry. I always wanted to be part of the armed forces, but I guess that discipline in the industry has kept me moving forward. I started my career as a room boy with the Trident Udaipur, part of the Oberoi group.
Oh.
So I've done all these scrubbing of the rooms, vacuuming of the floors, cleaning the swimming pools and everything. But I loved my job out there. Then Trident Cochin, again, it was a room boy. It was few couple of months both. Came to Delhi. I didn't have a job at that time for family reasons. I had to come back to Delhi in 1999. There is a very small boutique property. It's still existing called as The Manor in New Friends Colony. I was a dishwasher and a waiter out there. So I used to clean the dishes in the night after the guests used to finish their food out there. And then I got an opportunity with Taj Group Hotel. Sorry, in between, I also did about 3 months of matrimonial consultancy job.
Oh.
It was really fun. I mean, patching up the boys in the and son and the kind of daughter's parents, and I used to deal with them. that taught me a lot how to handle the human beings in terms of getting things done.
And this was when likes of Jeevan Sathi, Shadi.com were
Yes,
not there.
absolutely on that one. Got an opportunity with Taj Hotels as a receptionist. I moved about 8 positions in 8.5 years in Taj. Learned a lot of things from every organization where I worked. Got an opportunity to open up Leela Gurgaon, Ambience Gurgaon. I was with them for about 7 years. And I was, I guess, handfully picked up by the owning company out here with the owners, my earlier boss, late Dr. Ankur Bhatia. And I've been with the group for about almost 10 years. Very fortunate to open the group for the brand. And now we've got about 8 luxury hotels, all owned, managed, run by us. And so I take care of the brand as the CEO of the company, and also I'm the director of board in the company.
ग्रेट, ग्रेट। तो कुछ योर स्टोरी इज़ इंस्पिरेशनल क्योंकि आपने एक बहुत ही बॉटम से स्टार्ट करते हुए देन यू हैव ग्रोन ओवर द रैंक्स एंड मोस्ट ऑफ द पीपल जनरली गेट लॉस्ट इन दिस जर्नी या कहीं-कहीं मोटिवेशन डाउन हो जाता है। सो हाउ यू केप्ट योरसेल्फ मोटिवेटेड थ्रू आउट कि आई हैव टू कंटिन्यूअसली कीप ऑन गिविंग माय बेस्ट?
So for me, I look into every day as, Steve Jobs, we all know. So I obviously remember his quote, "What if this was the last day for you?" So I've always followed that. So whenever I wake up in the morning, also, when you go to the washroom, I always make sure I look at the mirror because we always look at the mirror.
राइट,
So I always ask myself also, I said, Kush, if this is your last day, what best can you do? And leave the world on a better side. So I guess that just keeps me, for me, it's, do I need to be motivated or I need to be inspired? So I will prefer being inspired more rather than motivation. Motivation like taking a bath in the morning and by the evening you're done.
राइट,
So thing which I need to change at least one thing different for my family, for my employees, for my guests, for my partners is what I always aspire for. And I guess that just keeps me kicking off every day in the morning on that part. And secondly, obviously, I need to make sure that my learning never stops. I actually completed my graduation when I turned 41 years. I was not even a graduate when I opened the luxury brand because I was all into work. But then I realized I need to start my work knowledge more and that impart that knowledge into the hotel industry also. And that actually helped a lot. I mean, I was very fortunate to be sent by the company, current company Bird Group, to Cornell University in US to do my general manager's program out there as when I was with them in the out here. I currently am doing my PhD and I'm doing a lot of research pertaining to the, I would say the, how the employees and guests can be combined together, bonded together in terms of making sure that it becomes more of a family kind of a gathering rather than a typically a hotel and a look more of a professional environment.
राइट,
I'm also doing my master. I'm just moved into my final year of Master of Science in Ayurveda that I'm doing from Maharishi Ayurveda University in US. And I've just recently started also my yoga teachers training course right now. And I've completed my Shaolin Monk Temple course also. So whatever learning I'm doing right now, it's all getting incorporated for my brand, for my guests, for my employees, for my family, and for my partners. And I do believe it is showing results because my team is very supportive. I'm very blessed to have the owning company like that who's letting me do whatever I want to do along with my team.
गॉट इट। Because you're doing multiple things and all of these things may be having a positive impact on the work that you do, but I would also like to understand how you're managing time because in today's era, time management is of utmost importance. People keep on talking about 70-hour, 90-hour week. People then keep on talking about side hustle. But आप कैसे manage करते हो and how you prioritize?
So it's in meditation, which I've been doing it for, I would say about 15, 16 years on that part. It has helped me tremendously. When I wake up, my wake up time is 3:30 in the morning. And they always talk about this word as Brahmur, right? Which is about 46 minutes before the sunrise happens. That's actually the best time to start planning your day. Even the birds and the animals have not woken up. So even the chirping doesn't disturb you.
Right.
And the energy which is all around the universe, especially when you're kind of in your own state zone, you only talk to yourself, you only listen to yourself. And that's the best time. And that's the time when I actually prioritize my things. And for me, it's very simple. Uh, there's something which I've heard of the word as either a noise. So noise means the disturbance you can do, or you just prioritize the 3 things or 5 things what you want to do. So what I do, I prioritize these 3 or 5 things in the morning, and I make sure before I go for sleep, I need to get those things completed done on that. So that just helps me moving forward on that on a day-on-day basis.
I think it's always said early to bed, early to rise makes you healthy, wealthy, and wise.
Absolutely.
I'll move to the next section. Kush would more like to understand from you about this industry. Matlab, I've seen hotels outside India as well and hotels inside India as well. In terms of hospitality, Indian hotels are leaps and bounds ahead of their other country counterparts. So, what differentiates our hotel brand is its tradition or the culture out here, or the way the people are groomed in the Indian hospitality sector.
We are very blessed in terms of having the customs, the religions with us. Coming from the Ayurveda root, I'm talking about 5,000 years old, we still have the warmth inside us as human beings. Indians, I'm talking about, right? And I mean, I will always be looking for that this remains in us forever. I know the westernization is seeping into the country also, and it's kind of eroding a bit here and there. However, more or less, still we guys still hold those genes with us thousands of years back, and that is the main root for us to be where we stand. You check with any of the hoteliers, the kind of whenever the foreigner guests come, they just love the way the Indians, if it happens at the home also,
Right.
a foreigner comes to you at your home, and the way you just smile them, take care of them, I guess it just comes automatically from your heart only. So I guess we've been blessed to have those kind of virtues, values which have been taught in our tradition, and I just hope this continues forever. So it's simple. I mean, we're not doing anything different. And I'll give you an example also. People have been talking about that hotel industry is very tough industry. We work for about 14, 16 hours. Yes, we do at times on that part. So for me, it's to make it very simple is there's a guest who's coming to the hotel today. My job is to meet him in the lobby. As an example, I'm talking about any of the employee. Take him to the room, show him the hotel around, let him have the best food served in the restaurants, eat, meet him on checkout, and obviously let him go after that, right?
Right.
So if I'm inviting a guest to my house, what do? I wait for the guest, give him the best of the food, show him my house if he's coming for the first time, make sure everything goes well, and obviously see him off till the gate. For doing the same job in the hotels, we guys get paid,
Right.
and at home we guys don't get paid, right? So it's already inbuilt with us. It's just that we need to continue what we do at home, we do in our profession, and that's what we get paid for also on that part.
Got it. Got it. I'll move to the next segment, Kush. So we talked about hospitality, but also like to understand in terms of consumer, have you seen, is there any stark difference between people who come to hotels within India or outside India? वो consumer behavior या mindset में भी क्या थोड़ा difference है, or it's more or less same only?
It is different if you ask me. And it also differs from a one-star hotel to a five-star hotel, luxury hotel. In a one-star hotel, people have different needs and wants. In a five-star luxury hotel, it's the egos which you need to handle of the customer on that part.
Right.
And when I'm talking about the hotels in India, when I'm talking about the hotels abroad, India automatically people expect a lot. We Indians, with due respect, obviously we have very high expectations, and why shouldn't we also? Because we are the largest travelers in the world now.
Right.
We spend the highest amount of money anywhere we travel across the globe, and we were the youngest population on that part. So it's bound to again, I guess, because of the demographic things, it's bound to happen on that part. When we travel abroad, most of us, we had to go to Europe, US, and other hotels. Again, I come back to the point: the warmth is missing, and there the payroll cost is way too high.
Okay.
So there, unless and you're staying in a five-star luxury hotel, you get all the best of the services. Otherwise, right from the luggage carrying for when you
Everything
come
you
out
have
there,
to do.
everything you have to do. You actually even have to pick up the in-room dining tray from the coffee shop if you're ordering the in-room dining and take it back to your room. Your room might not get cleaned for 2 days or 3 days if you're staying for long out there. So there is a lot of difference between the Indian hotels, Indian hospitality, and abroad, and that's one of the reason why everybody talks and raves about the Indian hospitality. I guess it's the genuine warmth which we have in us.
Got it. And you also talked about 1 star to 5 star. Just for audience knowledge sake, आप simplify करेंगे क्या? What defines star rating in a hotel?
So as per and every country, the government obviously defines the star ratings. It differs from country to country. If I talk about in India, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 star, it's the facilities what you offer. So I'll give you a simple example. A difference between a 4-star and a 5-star luxury hotel is the swimming pool availability. So 4-star might doesn't need to have a swimming pool. A 5-star luxury hotel needs to have a swimming pool for sure.
Okay.
A 5-star luxury hotel needs to, or 5-star deluxe hotel needs to have a small boutique shop. So these are the value add-ons of the services for the customers, which you need to, and then the room features also need to have more compared to the other categories of the hotels.
Got it. So it's basically facilities plus the
Yep.
features that define the star rating.
Absolutely.
Because you have also seen different cycles in the hospitality industry. You might have seen the COVID phase also, and you would have lived through it. So what was that time and how things have evolved post-COVID? Are there any changes in the industry that you have seen?
I would say on a positive side, I know a lot of people have lost their lives and it was not easy for people to handle, but you always should look at the positive side of the life. So for me, that was the best time, I would say, of my life in the profession also, only from the learning aspect. Uh, Thanks to my owning company, we were very fortunate to hold all the employees in the organization. We didn't let even a single employee leave the organization.
Great.
And we've seen the amount of mass kind of unemployment which happened during that time. That, I guess, shaped the loyalty factor of my employees for my organization, because it's not what with them. It is even their families got bonded with us, because when they realize their kids, our jobs are safe, they are secured, and the company is taking care of everything for them. The other thing which I have seen is the perception of the customer. I've also seen the profile of the customers getting changed also. The perception I'm talking about, there's a lot of now guests who expect you to deliver the top-notch personalized service. There are a lot of the profile of the customers have changed. Earlier, if I'm talking about, we normally used to get profile right from a 30 plus to about 60, 70 plus. Now, most of the hotels are not seeing that kind of profile of 60 plus, unless it's a business traveler or a leisure traveler. You see a lot of young crowd now, and that's one of the reasons I'm saying we are the youngest population in the world. So
Right.
you typically see the crowd between a 22, 25 to a 40, 45 now coming in, and that's fueling up the economy of the country also.
ग्रेट, ग्रेट, ग्रेट। सो व्हेन द क्राउड की जहाँ तक बात आती है कि मे you're telling कि 20 से 25 and these people are coming in, so I think this particular generation is also focused on brand messaging, the kind of maybe stories they can put out on Instagram when they are visiting a property. So how you cope up with these aspirations या जो इस टाइप की एक back of the mind चीज़ें चलती हैं before booking any hotel?
So I can only say they love technology.
हुँ,
So you need to be technology savvy. And they love the simplicity also.
राइट, राइट,
And they definitely love certain areas of your hotel which they can take the pictures and put it on the Insta. So if you
फॉर
can create those pictures, you can create those areas of your hotel, and you need to give them their own space. So don't interfere into their space. Let them do what they want. Obviously, there will be always slight bondations or those limits. But otherwise, they're very chilled out. They're very relaxed. They're very happy. You need to be at their level to make sure they also help you to expand your branding and marketing also.
Great, great. On the expansion piece only, Kush would like to understand कि the hotels of this size that have been built, it takes a lot of time, effort, money, and due diligence to build them out. So when you look at expansion, what are certain factors that you look at before identifying any city where you'll go and launch the property? And a follow-up question to that, that if you go ahead with that, how much time does it take to build properties of this size and then get the traction?
Sure. Thank you. First question, obviously, we are very, very particular about the location for our hotels.
Hmm.
So that's the first and the most important aspect. We got two hotels in Delhi right now. We got one in Rishikesh. We are coming up with a property in Noida, which should open up next year. We got 5 hotels in United Kingdom right now. Now, looking at the other expansion, we definitely are looking at cities like Bangalore, Bombay, Hyderabad, and Pune, which is the key cities. We definitely are very keen to expand also our portfolio in the pilgrimage cities. Varanasi, Prayagraj, Ayodhya, we're talking about Mathura, Vrindavan, Tirupati. These are the also cities we're looking, because there's a lot of pilgrimage trips which is happening, and I see this continuing for quite some time in the future also on that part. Having said that, how long does it take? It purely depends on how much cash or the liquidity you have with you, or you're taking it from the bank basically, and is the bank easily able to give you those funds? Second is your projects team. What and how can you coordinate with your projects team to speed up the work? And then obviously licenses are always in place on that part. I'll take a simple example. A five-star luxury hotel in India takes anywhere between about 5 to 7 years to be up and running.
5 to 7 years.
Yes. If everything goes well. Now, there have been instances where now, because of the new technologies, you can even now get the five-star hotels ready between 4 and 5 years. However, it still takes about 4 or 5 years for it to be ready. Unless there is some delays, then obviously, I mean, there's no time limit after that on that.
Yeah. I think Kush, one challenge that I would like to understand how you solve for it, ki across these properties, at the end, people are different. Maybe if you will get somebody in Bangalore, they will come with completely different background traditions compared to somebody sitting here in Delhi. So, wo quality of service, how do you ensure ki that keeps on being intact and that is high, maybe high performance when it comes to different chain, but people are there also different.
For me, in my brand, the first priority is always for the employees. Uh, I've always been very, very focused as a brand also on the employees. For me, if I'm able to take care of the employees, these are the people who are going to take care of our guests, and guests internally will bring the revenues back to the brand on that part.
Right.
So the first initial couple of days are extremely important for our employees to settle down. And what we do, we make sure when you join the organization, you have to go through 3 days of a compulsory happiness program. So we make sure whatever baggage you were carrying from the previous organization, the first 3 days lets you sink into the organization. And it's all to create and bring the best out of you in terms of fun activities, in terms of bonding with each other. And even the old employees are part of those 3 days at times, along with the new employees. Then obviously there is a 3 days induction come training program. Then there is a 7 days induction program again in the other departments. So all in all, by the time you actually land in your department, it's almost about 3 weeks,
Right.
which is a good period for you to settle in the organization. Now, post that, we make sure there's a mentor assigned to you always for the next 6 months. We definitely encourage you to do a lot of mistakes because for me, you do mistakes and we will always stand behind you. You just have to make sure you avoid repeating those mistakes. So these are the things which have definitely helped us. And for me, we've removed all the offices right from day one when we opened our hotel. So none of our hotels have offices in them. None of our hotels has EA or PA in any of the managers or GMs. So I guess that has helped the younger generation to be very comfortable when they're working because that's the kind of environment what they always look out for.
Got it, got it. I'll now again digress to the personal side of things. कुछ आपने बताया that you have been in the industry for 27 years and it's a long demanding job कि आपको daily 16 to 17 hours you're slogging. So how you maintain the work-life balance, maybe giving time to family, ensuring that you are also present there while you're giving your best at the job too.
So my weekends are all dedicated to the families. Weekdays they all understand. And for me, as I said, I'm in the hotels by around 7:30 in the morning, and I'm there till about 6:30, 7 o'clock maximum. There, when I go back, obviously it's again with the family, and there where my learning goes on. Weekends are all there, and I do plan out at times on my leaves once a year or twice a year. Short leaves, obviously, which again is again for the families on that part. And I again will say I'm very blessed to have the family, which is a joint family. I stay with my elder brother and my obviously the family. And so joint family in India has always been a blessing on that part. And we nowadays we find very rare people staying in the joint families.
Right.
But trust me, it's a blessing because everybody is so closely bonded with each other. And so I'm out for most of the time for my work or for my travel. But I know at the back, my brother, my sister-in-law, my other nephew kids, and my wife and my daughter, they're always, I mean, joined together with something or the other happening in the house on that part.
Yeah, I think that balance is necessary for you to have a sane state of
True.
mind. There are final set of questions that I have, coach. So first, would like to understand more from a customer point of view. Like if I go into the hotel, if say 9 out of 10 things go fine, then I'll not maybe go ahead and talk about it on social media. But even if minutest thing goes wrong, and then I'll go about maybe talk about it on LinkedIn, Twitter. So how do you manage these kind of expectations that consumers have, and how what are some of the checks and balances that you have put in place to ensure कि ऐसी चीज़ें बहुत रेयर हो?
So checks and balances are always there. Example, a room or a restaurant before opening for a guest for any day, we need to make sure that they're thoroughly checked on that part. The training is the second part, which you need to make sure your employees are well versed in terms of understanding what they need to do and deliver it to the guest. Third, you said very rightly, mistakes will happen. There's no organization in the world who will not make mistakes when it comes to a customer facing industry on that part. And we understand that that's how we train our people. However, for us as an organization, as a Roseate brand, it's extremely important. If we've done a mistake, please admit it. So for me, it's extremely important for my employees to understand and remember that. Please never hide if you've committed a mistake. And that's one of the reasons we encourage our employees to make mistakes. Those mistakes should not be done as Hindi you said, jabardasti.
ज़बरदस्ती की
Yeah. If it's a genuine mistake, we will take care of that. So don't worry on that part. Admit, learn from that, and let's move on.
Right.
And when you're dealing with a human being and you tell the human being, yes, I've done a mistake and I'm sorry it was there. I have these options which I would love to offer you as a service part. And let that human being as a guest handle that.
Right.
You'll always have those few guests who still kind of are upset and they're unhappy. So then where the senior management comes and handle them. Others more or less is pretty much sorted out on that part.
गॉट इट। नहीं, आई थिंक दैट्स अ गुड वे टू लुक एट इट कि अगर आप जो आपने लेंस ले रखा है कि सबको ह्यूमन बीइंग की तरह ट्रीट
True,
करो
true.
इंस्टेड ऑफ मे बी हैविंग अ ट्रांजैक्शनल रिलेशनशिप, दैट इज वेयर डिफरेंस हैपेंस। I come to my last question. So there are many big brands also coming to India in his hospitality sector. How you are deciding to maybe differentiate Roseate from others, and what are some of the things that you are doing differently that people should be aware about?
So I love competition.
Mhm.
And I'm so blessed with the way the brands are expanding and mushrooming in the country, and also the foreign brands are coming, because that just helps us to be better. And I'll just give you an example. You know, is my focus to be in the best in the world, or my focus to be the biggest in the world?
Right.
So my as a brand is focused to be in the best in the world. And we have focused extensively, and we keep on working on the innovation. So with my learnings, as I was talking about from my Ayurveda and the PhD research and the other things what I'm doing right now, what we are focusing very heavily is how to merge the Ayurvedic concepts and the artificial intelligence,
Nice.
which people in hotel industry, by the time even they think, I guess we will be leaps and bounds ahead on that. So we got Ayurvedic doctors on board already, so you can get your nadi check even when you're dining in the restaurant on that, and that's free of cost,
Nice.
right? Because that will pull you back and make you come back into dining of the hotels on that part. So with my courses I was talking about, I've been able to bring out the lost therapies or the treatments, uh, which people are not. I mean, today's generation not even heard of that part. So I'm talking about Murma doctors on board, Meru doctors on board. We're talking about back flood therapist doctors on board. And I'll just give you an example on that. Everybody has a back issue in today's time.
True.
Right.
Very true.
So the Murma, the session or the course which I've just completed, and I'm a kind of a certified Murma practitioner. There are just few points in your body which helps you to align your spine and the back. And also with the Marma and the Meru combined together, if you ask me, there are, from a Marma point of view, there are 107 body channel points. You touch those channel body points and your energy, the blocked energy gets released. So there's no doctor required, no medication required. It's just pure and pure and pure by your own energy inside, which you use to heal the other person around that part. And when you're doing it with the human beings, which the human beings have not heard in the past, when they feel, and you actually have seen and seen people getting cured only because of these things.
Right.
And then when you combine with the artificial intelligence that everybody's running for, I guess that's going to take the brand way, way ahead on that part.
Yeah, I think traditional therapies की अभी awareness दोबारा से बढ़ाने की ज़रूरत है because it is somewhere fading out. But it was great interacting with you, Kush, and it was great have you here, and we got to learn a lot about the industry, and we'll keep on bugging you for other session very
Thank you.
soon. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Thank you so much for that. Thank you.